useless.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Box, the exciting show where we open a box and decide if the box rocks or if the box full of rocks.
I don't know if this is going to be a good episode. Hey, everybody. What's going on? We are live here on the Off the Rails Network, formerly the PJ Campbell Network, first time in quite a while. As I'm sure you may have noticed, we've been going through a transitory period here at the network, a period of flux and change. Although anyone with a brain will still say that the pandemic is raging on, in many ways, life is back to normal, and thus our cabal of contributors here at the network are busy again. So we can't go live like we used to. We can't do twice a week watch-alongs, but I've been a little bored. And so I was like, yo, I'm going to do watch-alongs ever so often. And if no one else wants to do it, that's fine. I'll just watch a movie myself. But I am joined by two dope dudes here that you probably know, Matt and Sean. What's going on, guys?
Sean's on the phone, so not much. Second time streaming with you today. Long time no see.
I know, it's been like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but no, I had fun earlier with you on Amaru's show.
Yeah.
One gotta stay, and then it was fun to see how our musical tastes kind of mix together, but also like I told, like I said before this, Cruella, when you said, yeah, I'm gonna do one of these, hit me up if you want to come on. Still one of my top 5 favorite movies of this year. I'm like, I need.
I love this. I love this movie. I'm wearing my Her Universe Cruella shirt here. Got to represent. And when I saw that it was now available for free on Disney Plus for all subscribers, I was like, this is perfect. Let's do it. I'm not going to do like the whole housekeeping thing because the schedule here at the network is super in flux right now. I do just want to note, if you are our patron, you probably will have gotten the message to notice that we are pausing payments for September we feel kind of bad and like we've been letting all of you guys down with the way our content has slowed down. So we did not want to take your money in September. Our hope is to ramp it back up by October. We're still going to have box episodes coming up. Watch-alongs will be coming here and there. And as October comes, we're going to be doing Scary Movie Squad again. And, lots of other fun stuff. Book Nook will be coming back. I know PJ is working on some episodes of Something Rotten where they talk about movies that they love that are rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. So all sorts of fun stuff. But we don't have a set schedule right now just because everything is so intense. Everyone's busy. People are going back to school. People are going back to work, et cetera, et cetera. But we're here. We're going to watch Cruella, which I super duper love. It's on Disney Plus. So do you guys have it ready to go?
Yeah.
I have it up and ready to go. Hi. I was on the phone a minute ago. I'm not.
Oh, you're good.
I'm multitasking.
I dropped a cup, but luckily there was no liquid in it.
I wasn't
the
sure.
The magic of live television.
If it's live, it ain't wrong, right?
100%. So I'm gonna count down from 5, and we'll press play. And our good friend Sean has a timer up here, so he'll press that as well. So if you need a timestamp, that should help us out. Everyone ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ready.
All right, let's do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Hopefully I synced that up properly.
Seems good to me. Like right off the bat, like Nicholas Britell's score like takes you right into the movie. Like I'm a huge fan of his. He's worked with Barry Jenkins. His score for If Beale Street Could Talk, I think, is one of the masterpieces of film score of the last decade. His work on Succession is amazing. But then to see him sort of pivot and do something a little more gothic and whimsical in Disney, I think Nicholas Britell is one of the shining stars of film composing coming up. So
I'm just here to listen to you teach me about film.
Fine.
Everything you just said.
This movie also has such a great sense of humor. It's directed by Craig Gillespie, who also did I, Tonya and a bunch of other stuff. And the screenplay is from one of the co-writers of The Favorite. So although this isn't as raunchy as The Favorite, it does have a similar like wit and whimsy to it. Yeah, a bite to it, exactly.
Right, that's a good term.
Which is pretty clear right from the beginning with the voiceover and the humor.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and open up this Montauk Hard Seltzer. Let's have ourselves a Monday, ladies and gentlemen.
I may or may not be drinking something a little stronger than grape juice in here. Of course, with ice cubes. As you know, I like ice cubes in my wine.
Who are you, the tyrant?
I have class at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so no drinking.
Not even that guy would put ice in his wine. My goodness, Sean.
My girlfriend's Italian family puts ginger ale in their wine.
That's odd.
Straight off the boat from Italy, all of them. Literally,
I would trust them. They got to know something, right?
Right.
You would think. Before we went live, Matt and I were talking a little bit about the comparisons between this film and Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And while I don't think every movie that comes out about an anti-hero or that's trying to empathize with a villain should be compared to Joker, I do think it's a fairly apt comparison in this case.
Yes.
And for what it's worth, I like this movie significantly more.
You and I are on the same page. Like I said, I walked out of this after seeing this movie, because I can't say I walked out. I watched it at home first. I said, this is what I wish Joker was. Because it didn't try to... Joker was a great performance holding up a mediocre film at best.
Sure.
Where this I just overall loved almost every aspect of it.
I love the dog in this movie. I actually got the plush of it, which I should have had with me. It's in the other room. I'm not going to get up and get it. But
I saw Joker the once, and I think that was enough. I might have to rewatch for study purposes, but other than that, like it's not something I would ever just pop in for a fun afternoon.
You are a Schmodown competitor now, aren't you, Sean?
He's right there in the FCL. Three FCL players, 3 FCL members right here. You got a writer and 2 players.
That's very true.
Maybe once again in the future.
Brian asks, where does this rank in your ranking of the Disney live action remakes?
Number one.
It's either 1 or 2 alongside Pete's Dragon for me.
So here, I don't put this with the remakes
because
I put this and Maleficent in like their own category.
Yeah, this is very much like a reimagining / origin story as opposed to like The Lion King or Jungle Book or Aladdin, which were direct remakes.
Yes.
Yeah. I was not a fan of Lion King. I was as beautiful as it was. I
didn't like it at
all. The movie did nothing. I liked Aladdin a lot. I didn't see Dumbo or Christopher Robin.
Dumbo's not bad.
No, thank you to Dumbo. Christopher Robin falls into the Maleficent category for me.
What I'll say about Cruella, and I hope this doesn't sound like too snobby or elitist, is like it feels like a real movie.
Yes, without a doubt.
Like I kind of like Aladdin, Jungle Book is fine, but a lot of the direct remakes just sort of feel like product. And there's great product, don't get me wrong, but there's something about this movie and like the vision behind it that feels like a movie.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you bring up Pete's Dragon. That's part of the reason I'm excited for Peter Pan and Wendy.
Yeah,
because
David Lowery is an amazing filmmaker.
Great. And I know you weren't the biggest fan of The Green Knight.
But his filmmaking there is still amazing. Yeah.
That was one of those ones I left my screening and I had to marinate on. But I'm like, overall,
I do appreciate the craft so much in The Green Knight that I am gonna watch it again.
Are you gonna do it in theater? Or are you just gonna say screw it and pay the $20 to watch it at home? Because I think it's gonna be out of theaters soon.
Probably watch it at home. I saw it the first time in theaters.
Yeah.
Although in New York, stuff tends to play longer because we have so many theaters. Like the Times Square has 25 screens, so they're still playing movies from March.
See, the theater I go to has 20, and it's one of the larger theaters in the country, surprisingly. But they always tend to put more of the popular stuff.
Sure.
On more screens.
I remember when this first came out, one of the major criticisms was the needle drops. And yeah, there's a lot of them, but I think it works. I think it all works. Part of like to me, the tone of this movie is camp, and it like leans into the camp, and it's like theatrical and over the top. And I am a huge fan of anything that knows what it is and just goes for it. And that is this movie. It knows it's campy, it knows it's over the top, and it doesn't bear any expense in that regard.
It just goes to town on it. Yeah, I love it. They don't even have this list I found on Wikipedia. They don't even have Pete's Dragon on the list.
Pete's Dragon is arguably the best one, without a doubt. Yeah.
I mean, the craft of filmmaking in Pete's Dragon is great. And the ones to me of the Disney remakes, reimaginings that work the best are the ones that aren't like direct remakes, that they take like a nugget of an idea and they do their own thing, which Pete's Dragon definitely does.
Right. Which that's honestly part of the reason I'm excited for Barry Jenkins' Lion King prequel.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Didn't they cast
Mufasa and Scott?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I thought I read that earlier this week. I think one of them was the dude from Krypton. I love that show too.
Yeah, I believe so.
Played Val Zod or something.
Yeah, Coach White, I'm right there with you. I would love if they did Black Cauldron. That is one of my favorite Disney films.
The two animated Disney films that I think are ripe for a live action remake are Black Cauldron and Atlantis.
Yes, I agree with that.
I love Atlantis and I like Black Cauldron, but I think there's room to do something different and wild with it in live action. Like imagine a Gore Verbinski live action Atlantis.
I think I'd probably choose someone else besides Gore because Gore hasn't been hitting well with me lately. If I had someone do Atlantis, who would it be?
So Disney Plus upcoming has Peter Pan and Wendy, Pinocchio, Sword in the Stone, Robin Hood, Lilo and Stitch, and a Prince Anders film, which I guess.
That's a spinoff of Aladdin.
Starring, the guy, yeah. The other prince, I remember. Yeah.
Which I am glad they announced Aladdin too. I think out of all the direct ones, besides Pete's Dragon, that is the best. Because they at least tried to make changes and
right.
took shots.
Slight enough changes, yeah.
What I like about Aladdin is that at its best, it plays like an old-fashioned like Hollywood musical, like really lavish production numbers, great costumes, real sets, and the performances, other than the dude who plays Jafar, are really strong.
Yes, which is part of the reason I've been mad. I haven't seen Mina Mossad in anything since it.
Well, we keep hearing rumors that he's going to be live-action Ezra Bridger.
And I'm hoping they're true for that.
Perfect casting.
Yes.
Even if Ezra is just Aladdin in Star Wars.
He was in the Jack Ryan series too on Amazon.
Oh, okay. In the second season?
Yes.
Because I watched the first, but I never watched the second.
I think he was in both. He played just one of the other analysts in the office.
So not to make this all about addressing people's criticisms with this movie, but this movie was also available on Premier Access on Disney Plus, and we've seen a trend lately where like clips will be taken out of context, posted on social media, and like dragged apart. And so this clip here of Cruella's mom being pushed over by Dalmatians was posted on social media, taken out of context, and said, they explain Cruella's motivation by this. How stupid. But I would argue in context of the film, it's like perfectly in line with the theatrical camp that the movie is doing.
Yep, I agree.
There's nothing subtle about this movie, and that's the intent of it.
Yeah. Sean, looking now, all of his time on the Jack Ryan show was all 2018 episodes. So it was before Aladdin.
Okay.
Interesting. I wonder if Aladdin filmed first and then he got that, or it sort of happened at the same time.
Yeah, so we only just watched Jack Ryan like 6 months ago, so that could be why I came to it after, and I maybe didn't pay attention to the release date.
So Strange But True and Aladdin came out around the same time, and then excuse me, not Strange But True. Reprisal, his Hulu show, and Aladdin came out around the same time.
Gotcha.
And there's been he got an episode of 911 Lone Star. And
which Patty said here in the chat. I don't watch that show, but
he's doing the voice for a animated film called Lamia's Poem. So,
listen, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to recognize that if you're not a white man in Hollywood, you don't get the roles.
It's going to be tougher
unless your name is Yahya Abdul-Mateen II.
There are exceptions, right? There's always one or two people who and Yahya is incredibly talented. Don't get me wrong, but
I think originally I was for if they're gonna I was anti them recasting Chadwick Boseman. If they were to ever recast it down the line, he'd be who I'd want, because I think he'd be able.
The other one who came to mind was I don't know if it's Stephen or Stephen James from Beale Street and Homecoming. I don't know how he pronounces his first name. It's spelled Stefan, but
I think it is Stefan James.
I don't know him.
He's the lead of Beale Street. Did you see 21 Bridges?
I did. Yeah, he co-stars with Chadwick in that.
Yeah. Before. Keep in mind, this is before he knew Kang was in. I would have said Jonathan Majors, but a month later, it was announced he'd be Kang.
And he's gonna have. I mean, even in the little bit we've seen, he's having the time of his life with that role.
That honestly is an actor's dream role, because you get to play a different version of the same character a ton of times.
I think he's going to appear in a lot of upcoming MCU movies as different variants with different accents, different cadences. It's going to be wild.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of his screen time, but not necessarily the same character over and over again.
Yes, and that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah. You can definitely do better than this, Jesse.
I believe in you, buddy.
Hey. Give the man a break. It's his wedding week. He's probably...
That's true.
It's mentally draining.
I know. I have not Reef, but it is on my queue.
It is great. I love it. It is camp as all... It's a show that knows what it is, and actually a sequel show, which is kind of cool. So, yeah.
This is such a great shot, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
The camera sort of panning up on the roof and then them dropping in. I love it.
Jesse said, "Burn the fuck out."
Yeah, man, I get it. I totally get it. The only thing I've experienced that's more draining than the week before my wedding is my divorce.
I feel like that would do it.
Hey,
for
if
you,
you can make jokes about it, it helps.
Yes. Yeah.
Listen, to quote one of my favorite musicals, Hedwig and the Angry Inch, I laugh because I would cry if I don't.
Exactly.
Keon says the dog is so adorable for Turner and Hooch. Yeah,
Yes.
well, I know how you feel about dogs, Keon. Let's not. Well, and that's the other thing that the out of context clip and the criticism ignored. It's actually Cruella's guilt that she feels over her mom's death that really motivates her, not the fact that it was Dalmatians. Although that helps. Look at this dog. Look at Wink. Wink is just the cutest. Oh.
I just love this young Cruella style.
Sorry, I'm a bit of a whore for a cute movie dog.
And considering it's CGI a decent amount of the time, that's one of the better CGI dogs we've seen recently.
It looks good, yeah.
They did a fantastic job. I was going to say the same thing of melding the two, live action CGI.
Well, and we just heard a week or two ago that Emma signed the dotted line for a sequel, which,
really?
I mean, I don't think she'll get an Oscar nomination for this film, but I genuinely think she should be. And the Golden Globes aren't happening anymore because they're racist and disgusting, but
they're still happening. They're just not being broadcast.
Well, she would be a shoo-in for an actress in a comedy or musical category for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
this is such a great transition from young to old. The way that the camera doesn't move and she just pops down and pops up. I don't know if they did it this way, but if it is, it's a great example of a Texas switch. If you know what that is in filmmaking, it's where you have like the stunt double or the main actor or a different version in frame just out of it. And so the camera doesn't move and like they duck down and then the other thing comes up. And now we have movie trivia schmodown competitor himself, Paul Walter Hauser, who is extraordinarily good in this movie and does a great Cockney accent.
Yeah.
Yes.
My timer says exactly what the timer does. I don't think there are two versions. Maybe you're just skipped or something.
Yeah, we're counting up from 0. So just fast forward to the 16-minute and some change. We're not counting down backwards.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I also love this little criminal crew. They have like such good little heists because I'm a sucker for a good heist. The Bard is synced. It's hard to be the Bard, y'all.
Yeah. But it's great to hear this song considering we just heard it a couple weeks ago at Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Little Cruella style is great, but this movie has some of the best costuming I've seen in a movie in a very long time. It
needs to be nominated for an Oscar for costuming, period.
It has to be. It has to be.
I don't think I've seen a film yet so far, except maybe In the Heights, that matches its costumes. But to nail a period piece costume or period piece costuming is incredibly hard.
I agree, Patty. The chemistry between the actors and the writing, you really feel like they are a unit. They care about each other. They look out for each other. I think that's the thing this film does too, that some of the other Disney reimaginings / remakes miss, is in the writing and performances, they're like actual human characters that you care about. There's some empathy. Ahead of us somehow. That's strange.
Easy. Pause.
Yeah, pause and wait till the time.
Pause and wait a moment.
Japanese fella asleep on the bed. Yo, Rick, what's up, buddy?
Maxwell, I know you're a baseball guy. I don't know if you're into basketball at all, but did you see the announcement of a Dennis Rodman movie called 48 Hours in Vegas?
Good luck. I feel like that should be like a Terry Gilliam movie or something. Just go full acid trip on it.
Well, do you know the story behind it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. For those who don't know, it's about the 48 hours he went missing and spent in Las Vegas when the Bulls won the 1997-98 championship.
I'd never heard that. That's funny.
Yeah.
Can't stay long. Wanted to jump and say hi. I really love this one. I'm a big Craig Gillespie. I'm assuming that meant fan, not movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord and Miller are writing it? Okay, I'm in.
Nice.
I wonder if they'll direct it too. Basketball is not my favorite, but I don't dislike it. Like, I'm a begrudging New York Knicks casual fan. Very casual.
I mean, I can't blame you. Your team hasn't won one of these in like the last 40 years.
No, they have not. I love that. That's such a great shot.
Yes. Real quick, Maxwell, I do want to say I agree with you with how the Nets players have every right to just do what they're Mets players. I said Nets because I actually like the Brooklyn Nets. But Mets players have every right to do what they're doing. I'm still a Frankie fan, even though he broke my heart. I know you were taking pleasure in our small exchange earlier this season when that the season first started. But
he has not lived up to expectations, but that's fine. And I think time. I was gonna say he's got plenty of time. And look, if you're a fan and you're gonna boo a player, the players can do what they want right back to you, as far as I'm concerned. And I think booing your own team is kind of not, whatever.
I'm a Browns fan, so trust me, I hate it when the Browns fans have done it over the years.
Yeah. I want to say in 2012, the UCF Knights went 0-12. Yeah. People still showed up every game, and then in 2017, they went undefeated. So stick with it.
We went 0-16, and the year before we went 1-15. I was at the game where the one game we won, and we acted like we won the Super Bowl.
Another great needle drop.
Yes, it is.
I forget to realize that we're listening to the movie, but there's long periods of silence when none of us are talking. Like I'm not used to doing. I'm multitasking.
That's the thing with watch-alongs.
Very poorly.
I have done a lot of watch-alongs over the last year. Like we ended up doing over 100.
Yeah.
But there are definitely times where you're like having to force things to be said. But I know everyone else is also watching the movie, so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Matt. They did make a movie about Kurt Warner's story, and it's starring Shazam himself and Zachary Levi. And
I saw that. I
saw like a featurette of them filming it and stuff. Yeah.
But no, I will say this: I had to take a break from watch-alongs for a while because after our Twilight charity stream last year, and it was fun. Like we had a few Shimono people. We had Winston come on. One of my favorite clips is him talking about, he's like, no wonder girls on Tinder complain about guys because guys on Tinder this age are the kind of fuckboys that are in this movie because this is what they had to watch.
I don't know if he looks like Gary Oldman, and I'm remiss. I don't know the actor's name, but I think he is hilarious in this movie. He's like deliciously smarmy, and he has these like little pauses and looks he makes that crack me up. Also, like, Emma Stone is just gorgeous.
She
is such a striking and unique woman and has all of the talent to match. It's like she is one of a kind.
She's barely aged a day too, because I was watching the Superbad with my brother the other day.
Oh, she looks the same.
Yeah, she's dropped some weight because you can tell in her face that it's slimmer, but that's about it. And the color palette of this movie, fucking gorgeous.
There's always an angle.
Mm-hmm.
What are the best Emma Stone performances? This. La La Land.
I'm a big La La Land fan for sure.
She is great in Battle of the Sexes. I agree. And
Easy A.
Yeah, I love her in Easy A. Mm-hmm. She's always good. Like even Crazy Stupid Love, she's good.
Yeah.
Birdman, I don't love that movie, but she's really good in it. She's charming and funny and Superbad. I even like her in The House Bunny.
The Help. Mm-hmm. She's good in The Help.
Of course, yeah.
Strongly dislike that movie, but
I agree. It's a white savior film, but she's great.
Very problematic. Yeah, she's a blast in Zombieland. Like she always delivers. But yeah, if you have not seen Battle for the Sexes, I think that movie was so overlooked, and she's great as Billie Jean King.
And her and Andrew Garfield's chemistry with the Amazing Spider-Man films are the best part of both of those.
They were two people who outacted the film that they were in.
I have a soft spot for the first Amazing Spider-Man. I don't love it, but they are really charming together.
Mm-hmm. See, here's what I say. I can acknowledge that the two Amazing Spider-Man's a better film, but I have more fun watching the second one than I do the first one.
To each their own.
Until she gets her neck snapped, and
until
then
she gets her neck
snapped. It was literally on TV yesterday, and I had to turn it. I was like, I'm not going to watch this scene again.
Yes,
that is one of the most heartbreaking scenes.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
That might actually be her best performance. Is the favorite, although this is close, and they're very similar. They're similar performances.
Mm-hmm.
I do think she deserved her Oscar for La La Land, though, especially that year. The audition scene in and of itself is extraordinary.
That was the first movie my girlfriend and I watched together.
In that scene, it is the rare young ingenue who will willingly show that much vulnerability on screen as she does in that scene. It's like her and Michelle Williams of this generation.
Want to talk about a not good Emma Stone performance? Aloha. Movie 43.
I have not seen Aloha. I don't want to see Aloha, and I like Cameron Crowe a lot, but
Gangster Squad.
Gangster Squad is terrible.
She was in that.
Terrible.
I did like her in The Rocker. She was one of the few redeeming facts of that movie.
Oh God, I haven't thought about that. That's with Rainn Wilson. I haven't thought about that in a decade
I never
at least.
saw that.
It's a movie.
It's an at best comedy.
Even Emma's posture as the elevator door opens with the trash bag is like baller, and then this needle drop, chef's kiss. This the way she's moving, I don't know, I love it. This to me is just like great.
I love that look.
She's even singing it.
Yeah, she is. I think this is my third or fourth time watching this, and she is just so damn good.
I think this is my fifth.
It was definitely on repeat in my house. My kids love this movie.
They watched $30. Oh, it made sense. It makes sense for you too. What am I saying? Because you
get it for what? It was like 48 hours, 72 hours. Like it would legit play 3 or 4 times a day for those.
Keon said, "Whoever brought up Gangster Squad owes me an apology."
Blame IMDb. It's on our list. It's Emma's fault.
So you didn't even do the Disney Plus Premiere Access. You just did normal renting it when it was on Vudu.
Maybe
I bought it once it became available on iTunes to buy.
Yeah,
and I have the 4K Steelbook pre-ordered.
Yeah, see, I'm one of those people who's like, I try not to buy the digital if I can, because I'm a college student, so my money, even though I have a decent job, I try to limit that shit. And I like collecting stuff like this, and that gets expensive. So it's like,
listen, I can't relate to collecting tchotchkes or toys at all.
Yeah, but you also live in your own house and can afford.
I don't live in a house. I have an apartment. I rent an apartment.
Know what I mean? You have your own place.
I do.
I'm stuck in my bedroom.
Oh, is that your parents' house?
Yeah,
But you have a dope ass Turbo Man behind you.
Dude, they're re-releasing them. That's the only reason I got it. They're re-releasing it for the 25th anniversary.
I would buy one actually.
Favorite Christmas? I know it's weird to say, but that's my favorite Christmas movie of all time.
Fair enough. Okay, so we spent a lot of time talking about how great Emma Stone in this movie.
Oh, Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson is every bit as good.
Oh, yeah.
Every bit as good. Like when the two of them are really sparring and going at it, like that has my queer side like just like screeching. I love it. Matt, you have redeemed yourself. Yeah, Keon's a big
man.
It is also my favorite Christmas film. He's a big Jingle All the Way fan. All I can say, Matt, is put that cookie down.
Yes. Your wife's cookies. Put the cookie down. And I may or may not.
What's up, Buck? How's it going, buddy?
What's up, Buck?
Long time no see.
I may or may not have spent $350 on a custom one that's actually based off of the mold from the film.
Ooh. There you go. That could have been like 12 4Ks, but that's fine.
I mean,
first Emma Thompson film. Oh God.
I think before I ever paid attention to the list of actors, it would have to be Prisoner of Azkaban.
Technically, for me, it would have to be Love Actually or Prisoner of Azkaban, because I was watching Love Actually at a young age with my parents. So it'd be Love Actually or Prisoner of Azkaban. I can't tell you which one. And I'm the youngin' of the bunch, so I can't really.
Maybe Howard's End. If not that, then Sense and Sensibility, which she also wrote the screenplay for. And if I'm not mistaken, she is Oscar nominated for that. No, she won.
Yes.
Won the Oscar for that screenplay. If you have not seen that Sense and Sensibility, which is directed by Ang Lee, by the way, my highest recommendation.
I have not seen it.
If MySpace was still around, Matt would have made it into my top 8 tonight with his Jingle All the Way stannery. Keon is my best friend in New York. He's my movie guy, but the fact that he said stannery just made me love you even more, Keon.
Dude, I will stand that movie. I've rubbed off on my brother. My brother has a Turbo Man also. I gave him a Blu-ray when I upgraded my Blu-ray.
We did a show here on the network last Christmas where it was like a Survivor Island for the top 10 Christmas movies. And Tim Franco nominated Jingle All the Way and then manipulated the game and used his saves and steals so that he guaranteed it made it in the top 10, even though everyone else is sort of like, really? Because Jingle All the Way is pretty divisive. I think it's a blast, but there are some people who hate it. She is great in Saving Mr. Banks. I agree. And Emma Thompson, that movie Late Night that Mindy Kaling wrote, she's great. She is just an incredible actress, truly.
You can give her any role almost, and she's going to eat it up, and I love that about her.
Mm-hmm. She had a small part in Men in Black International, but she still she was in charge for sure. Every bit of on-screen.
Don't forget time. Men in Black 3 also. Same role.
She was in. I guess I should remember that.
Considering you're an IG competitor,
considering
someone who may or may not write IG questions just mentioned it. That's a good thing to keep in your mind, Wingblade. Yes, Patty. Emma Thompson always understands the assignment. Another fantastic needle drop, by the way.
Yes.
And yes, the costume design in this movie is great, but so is the production design. This movie from top to bottom is meticulously designed.
I love the use of black and white in any chance they get.
Well, I appreciate a movie that has a distinct color scheme, and this movie is almost monochromatic with pops of red and green throughout, which is great. And that's why I loved the poster campaign where they were all black and white, and then maybe her lips were red. This shirt is black and white, and it has all the Cruella stuff on it. I love it. There's some great Cruella pop vinyls too that I have in the other room.
Oh shit! My Shang-Chi review might actually hit 200 views for once.
Nice. Hey. I am very excited to see it Friday in Orlando.
Thursday night at 6 o'clock. Shit.
I would see it Thursday, except I'm going to the kickoff game of the UCF Knights on Thursday, so I'm not going to go to movies.
See, We haven't had a review hit, or I should say I haven't had a review hit over 300 since fucking Coming to America. Of all movies, Coming to America. So
it's been a while.
Yeah.
I never watched that for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Here's what I'll say about that film. If you expected anything than just the same movie flipped on its head, you were crazy and you were upset about it.
I mean, 90% of comedy sequels is just the same thing all over again.
Yeah, and people were upset it wasn't different. I'm like, what?
I do want to watch it. I like Craig Brewer.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of Hustle and Flow.
It's not a Hustle and Flow. It's not Dolomite.
For whatever reason, Craig Brewer has ended up as the white guy who makes really good black cinema. I don't know what it is, but
black cinema. Who's the one white director who makes really good black cinema films?
Craig Brewer.
Call Brewer. Get him on the line.
I don't know what. Maybe it's. I don't know where he grew up or what the deal is, but
Dolomite is my name. Maybe might have overtaken the original Coming to America for my favorite Eddie Murphy movie.
For me, it'll always be Bowfinger.
I didn't watch Bowfinger until I was older.
I love that movie. So the production designer here, Marvin, is Fiona Crombie, who also did the production design for The Favorite. So this movie actually has a lot of elements in common with The Favorite.
I love this character. I just wish Disney would stop trying to hide that certain characters are gay and say.
I also absolutely love this character so much. So delicious, and he's really cute, and I love it. It's great. There you go, Patty. I think of all of the this character is queer in recent Disney movies. Yes. This is one of the more clear ones.
It's one of the more clear. I just wish they'd stop trying to beat around the bush just to make.
I thought Jungle Cruise did a fairly good job with it as well.
Yes, I did agree. I will agree with you on that one. Shit.
Yeah. This would be a great Halloween costume. The blonde wig and the eye makeup.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have that jawline though. Sorry to say.
Who cares? I'm big into cosplay, and I don't care what you look like, shape your body. You dress up as you want to dress up as.
I like that. So that little needle drop there. The first time I watched this movie, it was driving me crazy why I was so familiar with that song. It was the opening credit song for most seasons of Gordon Ramsay's show Hell's Kitchen.
Do you know who performs that song?
I don't.
The Ohio Players.
Oh, if this is directed towards me, Patty, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. Right.
Yeah, I would love to go to the Oogie Boogie Bash. I'm not going to be able to, but Saturday night I am going to Halloween Horror Nights, and I am so excited. So excited. There's a Beetlejuice house and a Haunting of Hill House house. Haunting of Hill House reminds me of, I don't know if you guys watched Happy Endings. No. There was two jokes in there. One where she was like, "Have you seen my Morning Jacket?" And another one where they made up a clothing line, Bassett for Angela by Angela Bassett, which makes me laugh.
Do the full play on words.
The production design here in Emma Thompson's character's office is very much The Favorite.
Fucking
gorgeous,
yes.
But it makes sense now that I connected the dots. This movie has a lot of DNA of The Favorite.
Yeah.
I completely did not pick up.
I missed that until the uncredited scene.
Yes, exactly. Same. I didn't pick up the same person.
At a certain point, it occurred to me that might be what they're doing, but it isn't until the post or mid-credit scene where they're like, "Oh yeah," and I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like what they do with him and with
Anita.
Darling.
I am assuming that in the sequel they will have more prevalence.
Yeah. I'm hoping that's the case. It makes sense.
But Kirby Howell-Baptiste is such a great actress, and she's really good as Anita. She was great on The Good Place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the first time I saw her.
I think with the next one, they have to show how her and the Darlings fell out of favor with one another.
Yeah, although I don't want to see her kill dogs.
Right.
No, I don't want to see her kill dogs.
Because in this version of the character, like, I adore Cruella and I am on her side the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
But if she kills a dog, that may be the end of it.
They would turn her full villain too. She wouldn't be the anti-hero anymore.
I respect that, Patty. I think it's such a subtle usage, and knowing that they're making another one, we'll have to see how it unfolds.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised the first time I seen this too, like how in the background Mark Strong is for most of the entirety of the movie.
Yep.
He's just there. No attention is paid to him.
Really good too, and for him, it's a more subtle performance, which is a nice contrast to what everyone else in this movie is doing.
Right, yeah, so much bombastic going on around him.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big Mark Strong stan. He is one of my favorite parts of the Kingsman films, his Merlin, and I was so upset when he fucking died. I really was.
Same.
He was probably the best part of Green Lantern also.
I feel like Ryan Reynolds made a good Hal Jordan. He just had a shit movie around him.
Fair enough. You want to talk about hit or miss filmmakers? Martin Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how do you make Casino Royale,
Mask of
Zorro? No, he didn't do Quantum of Solace.
Didn't he?
No,
Mark Forster did.
Oh, okay. I thought he did the one afterwards.
He did GoldenEye. He did Casino Royale, Mask of Zorro. Okay. And then he does Green Lantern. He did The Protege, which I haven't seen, but I've heard is not bad.
I heard it.
You have frozen a little bit, Matt. We can't hear you.
Great.
Well, he lasted 40 minutes before his internet gave up on him.
I'm not saying he has a lot of internet problems, but that's exactly what I'm saying.
So
you're back.
I can say we're planning on switching internet. We're just waiting on the fiber, AT&T fiber, to come in because we're on WoW, and my dad's like, "Oh, let's get them because it's going to be cheaper for speed." And they throttle us a lot, and that's when a lot of my internet issues occur. And it sucks because I do this. My father is a journalist and works from home, and my mother is a accountant for the Department of Defense and works from home.
It should be illegal to throttle internet like that. I hate that. Feel like you pay your bill.
Yeah.
Matt must be using Koi's internet router.
Right. What is WoW? Is that your local internet company?
Yeah, I think so. It's one of the ones out this way.
Gotcha. You should be able to get a business account if you look into it with either company, and there's much better upload speeds. It's a little more expensive, but
I don't pay for it. So,
if both of your parents are working from home, then it might make sense.
You get preferred data. You get no data. At least with my company, you get no data cap, and there's a lot of extra perks that go.
I have shockingly good internet now, considering who my company is.
Spectrum.
Yeah. Where I used to live, I had FiOS, and this building has FiOS, but it's like 56K FiOS. I'm like, what the hell? But I regularly pull 400, 450 speeds here, which I'm very happy with.
Yeah, we just moved the box farther away because they're throttling us, and on top of it, it was by whatchamacallit?
Wireless extender.
Not an extension cord. Not an extension cord. I'm tired. It's been a long day.
Listen, there's a reason we changed the names to the Off the Rails Network. Come for a watch along, stay for intense debates about internet quality.
Here, whatever this fucking thing's called right now, because I'm really
a power strip.
Thank you.
Well, that should have nothing to do with your Wi-Fi.
No, so apparently with WoW, there's been instances where it will fuck with the speed. So we moved it, and there's less droppage now. but they started throttling our speed on top of it. So like before, when I was pulling 170 in here, and I'm like far from the box right now, I am pulling. Let me do a speed test real quick.
You're gonna lag out as soon as you hit go. I guarantee it.
This bit of score right here, I listen to a lot. I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said it in the chat earlier. The three of them do have such lovely chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Jasper and Cruella. Like, there's definitely like the hint of a potential romance, which I'm glad they don't do. But I think you could surmise that Jasper's in love with her.
Oh yeah, they don't do it outright too. I had never seen Joel Fry until yesterday, and I really liked him as kind of the dim-witted like sidekick. But he plays such a different version of that character. He's still like the sidekick, obviously.
I saw him on Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
He was on Game of Thrones.
He is. Yeah.
He is the one who's trying to convince Khaleesi to marry him to keep the people happy after she. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
He's good on that. He's a talented actor.
So now I'm
rewatched any of this.
This is such a funny joke to me. She says one thing in French and this guy just goes off. And then the look he gives when he realizes she doesn't speak French, this look she gives is wee. I'm dying over here. My edible has kicked in. Just, people wonder why I'm increasingly giggly.
This is me after taking 3 years of French in high school.
It is legal here.
One word and being like, oh yeah, I don't remember anything else.
I will
be curious to see how Jasper and Horace play into the sequel. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of room to explore all of these relationships.
I mean, and they're big parts in the animated movies, so they can definitely stick around and go a different route.
Here's my thing. Some people watch this and were like, well, this doesn't track with the animated movie. I'm like, well, it's not like a direct prequel to the animated movie. Also, it's its own thing. Like, it doesn't have to line up. Just enjoy it in its own context. There's so many good jokes in this movie. Yeah, I agree. It's not supposed to. It is using the characters but telling its own story.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, what? So Cruella 2 is just going to be 101 Dalmatians? I don't think so. I think it's going to keep doing its own thing.
Yep.
If you want to watch a live action 101 Dalmatians, there's a very good one with Glenn Close and Jeff Daniels. Perfectly enjoyable movie.
Now, 102 Dalmatians is a different story.
Yeah, I didn't mention it for a reason. And hopefully, and Disney, you can write me a check. They should call it 2Ella. Hopefully 2Ella is better than 102 Dalmatians. As her persona as Cruella becomes more and more prevalent, the stunts and costumes she wears are breathtaking.
And bonkers as all hell. I love it.
Bonkers. The one with the garbage truck.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
It is a low bar, Patty. I agree. Another great needle drop. What is in that Marvel Studios box under the Turbo Man?
So back when Endgame and Infinity War came out, they did a jewelry set for a few characters. So what's in here? After I move all this shit.
Maxwell,
so
like, please rearrange your room and show off the whatever's in that box.
Ooh, I love that.
So,
after the first Avengers, remember the bracelet Tony wears in the first Avengers? His suit. I have that bracelet, which I still wear. Yo, happy belated birthday, Chris. Chris says currently at a barcade, but just wanted to stop by, and I am purposefully delaying Matt showing off his jewelry. Stop by and say that there are some great folks on screen right now, and y'all rock. And Cruella is one of my favorites of the year. I love this movie.
Chris, we got to go to 16.
Happy belated birthday, buddy.
Adelia, I love you. Did you know that Adelia is going to be at Spectacular?
I heard.
I'm so excited.
All the cool people are going to be there.
I will if work lets me off.
Okay, so the jewelry.
Yeah, so the T'Challa necklace I actually wear, so it's away. But like, there's Doctor Strange sling ring and Eye of Agamotto, web slingers.
It's so great. Beads, I might need to check eBay for that.
And then Tony Stark's chest piece from.
When I was at the Scum and Villainy Cantina on the 14th for the IG Championship match, etc., I guess they encouraged the bartenders there to wear cosplay. So the bartender was wearing an amazing T'Challa costume, not Black Panther, but just like traditional African garb with the necklace.
So what I did because I get press for hey Jeff. I get press for Wizard World Comic Con. Now it's going to be Fan Expo. So I get a pass that's good for the weekend. So we do coverage Friday and Saturday, and then we do our own thing Sunday. I took my godson with me, and I wore the necklace, the Kimoyo beads, and then an all-black suit. And I dressed as him when he was in Korea.
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Here we go. This, amazing. I think this moment deserves silence. Unreal.
I love the little eye movement she does right before. It's just,
and the showdown against. So Jeff, this is a watch along. You may be familiar with the concept. This is the Off the Rails Network, which is mine and PJ and Kristen and Sully's and Chris Clark's and Amber's and everyone's network. And these are guests. This is not anyone else's thing.
Hi,
but
welcome,
I can
Jeff.
see where the confusion. Welcome to the Flick and Reel channel. Welcome to Shmow Me the Money.
I just love how much she hams this. Oh.
I am not in your house, Jeff. I'm in my apartment in Brooklyn. But that's okay. Yes, this is the first Cinemaxwell watch along. Hopefully the first of many. I'm not promising a regular schedule, but when I have a free night and I want to watch a movie, why not watch it with y'all?
Why not?
The cameras and this guy.
But no.
Wink in the raccoon costume is hilarious.
So I have this one. My girlfriend is the Wonder Woman 1984 one, which comes with like all of her stuff.
Nice. And
they do have one coming out. You get these at GameStop. That's got Loki's headpiece and Sylvie's headpiece.
Ooh, that's very cool. Nice. I feel like you and I were kind of on the same page with Wonder Woman 84, where we liked it a little more than everyone else.
Yes.
I didn't think it was amazing, but I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The Salo?
We aren't doing Salo, but in a couple weeks I am gonna do Cannibal Holocaust.
I've only ever heard Jeff talk about the depravity of that movie. Of Salo. I've not ventured in.
Fucked up. It's real fucked up.
I've only ever heard Jeff talk about Money Plane.
Listen. You want to see a woman fucking alligator? Money Plane.
Money Plane. That's the tagline. What else do you need?
You know what you're getting when you watch a movie produced by the WWE, okay?
I gotta put this back where it belongs now. After
you
all this
expected
time.
anything other than that? Oh, thank you, Rachel. I'm glad you enjoy them. I also just think it's silly.
There's so much to learn when Maxwell's on here.
Yes, there's. Just some advice: never do a full Twilight marathon watch along. You'll be dead.
You did it all in one day.
Most of it's on our YouTube. We did every movie back to back.
I will say this, and we had talked about this last year. If I can find the time, I want to do a full Halloween Town marathon watch along in October of all 4.
We're talking about doing a Scream one. If we can
count me in.
if Really Scared is back in October, which is the goal, we're talking about doing a Scream one leading up to, because with Scream 5
I'm definitely
coming out,
not a big fan of Scream. Definitely not.
So I'm not gonna lie, I finally watched them for the first time like back in, I want to say like January or so.
Mm-hmm.
Like when everyone started making a big deal about Scream 5.
That was the first time ever watching it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't I never watched a horror movie until Get Out. So that tells you how big I am into horror.
Wow. Okay. I saw the very first Candyman when I was 5 years old. And it has set the tone for me hating horror movies ever since.
But that's not a scary movie.
I was 5 years old.
True.
And it was a scary movie. I like slasher movies more than like just the other horror movies.
But Candyman is a slasher movie.
It is.
Sure. I saw it when I was 5 years old. I was too young to watch. I'll say it one more time.
I'm a huge horror fan. Other than musicals, it might be my favorite genre. Currently, Scream is my 11th favorite movie of all time.
Yeah,
I just had to double check my most recent list.
Like Maxwell, the other day when we were doing the top 5 horror movies, I had to be like, "Fuck, what horror movies have I seen?" And then it hit me. I'm like, "You've seen the entire Scream franchise, you dumbass! You didn't have to just say all these recent ones."
Highly recommend doing the entire Friday the 13th, which I did.
Did you hear that that's getting the Netflix film?
I've heard rumors. I think, well, the fact that there's been such a big gap in Friday the 13th is just a rights issue, and it drives me crazy because I actually really liked the remake. Well, reboot, remake. It's sort of not a remake, but
because
someone got me. Well, Vernon, I'm sure you guys know Vernon. He got me with this trivia question the other day because I overthought it. How many people does Jason kill in the original Friday the 13th?
None.
Yeah, exactly. I overthought it. I was like counting bodies, but no, it's not.
Because his mother's killing people.
Another great needle drop here for this chaotic scene.
I haven't seen it since in a very long time. Wasn't he the one who popped out of the water at the end, or was that the mom?
Yes.
That is him who pops out of the water at the end.
So one, maybe?
Wait, no, he doesn't kill anyone.
No, he doesn't. His mom does all the killing in the first one.
Right, but the girl, he pops out of the water and grabs the girl.
Doesn't count as an on-screen kill.
That's how I'm asking.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you want to see a funny clip, I think the Wangers posted on Twitter the other day. They did a watch along with Alex Marzonia, and they get to that final clip where the cops are parking at the lake, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that was a fun movie, yeah." And then she gets away. You know, the cops take her back to the police station, and she lives a happy life. And Alex had never seen it. And I didn't watch the whole watch along, so I don't know his familiarity with the movie, but I was just watching that clip on Twitter. And then, he pops out of the water and Alex screamed, and it was fucking hilarious. They got him so good with that.
Y'all ever seen Sean, I know you have Cinemaxwell. Have you ever seen a Chris Anthony Lopez horror movie, Scream?
I have not. How does it compare to a Chris Clark Scream?
So I showed it to PJ, and he's like, "We need to get them a horror watch along together."
So, the physicality that Emma Stone takes on in these scenes when she's driving captures the animation of the original so spot on. It's remarkable.
Yep.
The sort of hunched shoulders and the way she's grabbing the wheel, I love it. Listen, if they make more than 11 Fast and Furious movies, the 13th should absolutely be a horror film.
Do it.
Yes. I don't think they will, but I'm kind of glad they're
either.
stopping at 11.
We'll see. We'll see.
You just got to get ready to fasten your seatbelts.
If that's not the name of the 10th movie, I'm rioting. I don't know how they top it after going to space.
Oh boy.
They go to another galaxy. Duh.
I feel like in the 11th movie, it should just be their own version of Avengers Endgame, where they have a time machine and go back and relive events from all the prior 10 films.
Yes. They have an even longer
ziplining scene. That's the best part of Fast 9 is how fucking long John Cena ziplines for. I went and saw it a second time just for that scene. Because it's not a very good movie at all.
Who was I listening to?
I enjoyed it personally.
They need to bring in Herbie the Love Bug. And then meld.
That would sell it to Abigail Friel.
Herbie, Transformers, Fast. Meld it all together.
It's not my least favorite Fast movie. To a certain extent, I enjoy all of them for what they are, but I expected a little more with Justin Lin's return. This outfit and the camera move.
I think ultimately, yes. I think ultimately it boils down to the films don't feel the same without Paul Walker, which I think, and PJ and I were talking about this. His family, right after 8 came out, they're like, we want him, he needs to be a part of these films. And I think ultimately that how it ended is leading towards we're going to get CGI Paul Walker with how far this tech has come between when we did it in 7 and now we're doing his family standing in.
The interesting thing is I agree with everything you're saying, but they could have brought in another character to sort of fill the same type of part, and they didn't really do that.
So I know originally before his death, the idea was that Lucas Black's character was going to do that, and then rewrites changed it up.
Mm-hmm.
And he does not look good in Fast 9. I don't know what's going on with that guy, but
hey,
he was 40 years old playing a high schooler, and
he's also a Trumper. So fuck that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the very opposite of the character Pee Wee in 42.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a good movie.
42 is, I still call that my favorite Chadwick performance, because that scene in the hallway where he just smashes the bat against the wall and he's letting out that scream, chills every time.
So to jump back a scene of the movie we're actually watching, this is the only part of the movie I didn't like, is how she totally flipped on her own friends in privacy and just started treating them like shit. Like, all right, you went a little too far.
Well,
it's kind of to show the Cruella side of her, that she doesn't care if it's your friend or not. If you're a friend.
Well, I think it's like.
I think it was too sudden. I think it was too sudden.
Well, I think the character's kind of bipolar, which I can relate to. I think she sort of gets wrapped up in her own character, right? Like she almost becomes too method, like Jared Leto sending like dead rats to people, sort of thing.
Right.
I hear what you're saying, but I think it makes sense. Because she gets rid of her persona more and more and just becomes Cruella in full.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she loses herself in the process. And there is, not to spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but towards the end they do sort of, I think, resolve it in a way that forgives some of her actions.
Okay. I think thinking about it that way makes the suddenness of it a little more easy to swallow. And that was the issue. If it was gradual and then you can see that arc over time throughout the movie, I would have been with it more. But thinking of it more of like it could be a bipolar type thing, and that's why you'll see sudden flips. That's par for the course.
What about now?
Matt, I will agree with you. Fast 5 is without a doubt my favorite in that entire franchise.
Oh, it is the high watermark for sure. I think I consider Fast 5 like one of the very best action films of the last 20 years.
Agreed. That was
even the color choices in here, where it's still very monochromatic, but then you have the pink sort of accenting it, is so lovely.
Save Wink.
Wink is the best.
I've had a gnat flying around my room.
That's unfortunate.
I love how they just use the car wash as a beat here.
And this pose here. It's a great physical performance too. Even the differences in her physicality between when she's Cruella and when she's not.
She's got, you saw her when she was walking earlier, she kind of had like that bent in posture. And now there's just like this confident, striking movement.
Well, I to a certain extent, I understand the notion that like when you become someone other than who you are, all of a sudden you can be super confident.
Yep.
Even if you have issues or insecurities, because you're pretending not to be yourself. And I think part of the gradual nature is she's just fully leaning into the Cruella character.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a good through a window or like through a mirror transition shot like that. The best one might be Contact. But that's a really good one there. I'm a designer now. Yes, you are, darling.
To go back on my own point, is at least they don't get away with it. Like they don't let her get away with it. As far as what I was talking about being mean, they're totally calling her on her shit. Like, hey, don't treat us like that. So it does go in line with the story of the movie. So forget everything I said. What up, Gio?
Yo, how's it going, bud? Everyone's coming through tonight. I love to see it. Thanks for hanging with us, guys.
Come hang, hit the like button, share.
Subscribe.
Hop on Twitter.
And her being the only character with a color hair other than, fairly muted traditional color really makes her stand out too.
Right.
Because they're all wearing dark colors, but then her hair just pops.
Right. Favorite and or better Empress fashion designer, her or Meryl Streep in Devil Wears Prada?
Oh, that's tough.
I mean, Miranda Priestley is one of my favorites, and I've seen that movie so many times. I don't know. And I'm excited that there's a musical in the works.
Is there really?
Musical, co-written by Elton John and Shayna Taub.
Nice.
I don't know. I'd probably go Meryl, but this could grow on me even more.
I guess Meryl has a little bit of an advantage because there's a bit of an arc to her character versus Thompson's is just evil the whole time. She's the villain of the movie, so.
True. A valid point there, Mr. Wingblade.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, this needle drop. I love it.
So good.
Like,
they do the montages so well every time.
I know, like Maxwell, you touched on it, but a lot of these needle drops are just perfect. And people, sure, some people compared it to Suicide Squad where it felt like it was a music video rather than a movie. I'm like, nah, because it was.
I think it has
the time era.
I think it has more deliberate intent here.
Exactly.
This outfit, And I love this montage with the newspaper clippings and then the stylized transitions. It's so baller. Cruella. She somehow manages to top herself with each costume.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Everywhere. I want ideas. Listen, I don't want to be one of those people who's like, how dumb are characters in movies? But if you don't immediately know that someone named Estella is also probably Cruella,
yep.
they rhyme, girl. Like, you don't need Sherlock Holmes up in here to figure that out. It
Guys,
works.
I'll be right back. Hopefully no one else sits in my chair while I'm gone. Oh, it's a different person altogether. I took my glasses off. It works.
Are you not actually getting up?
No.
I thought you were actually.
I should have just got up and come back without my glasses on.
I thought you had to go to the bathroom or something.
I should have committed to the bit. I'm sorry.
Another lovely needle drop.
Yes. I'm going to go get a water refill real quick, so I'll be right back.
The thing with the Clark Kent glasses, at the very least in the original Donner Christopher Reeve Superman, is it's Christopher Reeve's physicality that sells it. Like there's that clip that goes around or that GIF.
Mm-hmm.
Like
when they're in the hotel room.
Yeah, like it's so much more than just the glasses. I think Tyler Hoechlin does a pretty good job with that too.
Watching him just go from slouching to it made all the difference.
Like an amazing special effect in and of itself.
Right. That's called acting.
It is. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well done.
Well. Yes.
I have a question. Should she stay or should she go now? Okay, this is my favorite of the big costume reveals. It's just like so over the top.
Uh-huh.
She is the trash.
Right.
But it's gorgeous trash. And that little like wince Emma Thompson gives is so good. And she rides on the trash can with the train of unreal. Bravo to the costume designer, to the filmmaking team, to Cruella herself, and the laugh. Cruella has arrived, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed.
We need to
sue the random person that we don't know who this is.
We don't know where she lives, what her real name is, but we're going to sue her.
All right.
Imagine trying to serve her. I don't know if that's how it worked back in this time. But. He's a Raja. Yes. Well done. Have an eye for a good shot.
She's a bad liar. Like the Green Goblin going after Peter Parker for taking all the pictures of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
You know who he is.
How's your friend Spider-Man?
What are we eating?
Just a little popcorn. Traditional movie
Popcorn.
snack.
Popcorn.
I'm a big fan of this brand, Safe and Fair.
Safe and Fair.
I've also
Don't know
flavored popcorns.
When the pandemic first started, all the movie theaters around were selling popcorn because they were closed. They were like, might as well. We stopped by a handful of times just to buy a bucket of popcorn on the way home.
I love that.
Yeah.
I have my own air popper, which I use sometimes, but there's just something about movie theater popcorn, the butter, the salt, the oil. It's terrible for you, but it's so delicious.
Mm-hmm. We got a machine. It's a stand-up machine. It's about 6 feet tall, and it's a maybe 18-inch or so wide, like as far as like the depth of the little container, but it makes the perfect amount. That. Yeah.
I would love to have something like that one day if I have like a house as opposed to an apartment.
You could totally fit it. It's a feature in our kitchen.
Mike, I'm full. I'm all full. Considering that I have a nice sized apartment for New York, it's still, not a ton of space. It does the trick. I'm very happy, but
that's good. It's your feature piece. Shiny.
Just the looks between them.
I've done it again.
No, you haven't. You didn't do shit.
You didn't do anything. Okay. So recently, Twitter's been sending notifications like this person is speaking or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was right next to a notification that someone had liked that tweet I sent out. I thought it said James Gunn liked my tweet. I was like, what?
Who was it?
Cheryl liked my tweet. James Gunn is speaking on Twitter. So,
oh well,
the two different notifications.
I'm gonna pretend that James Gunn liked your tweet anyways, and that's fine.
Yeah, go for it.
Mike K, what's up? Good to see you, Mike. It's not a watch along in these parts without at least a casual appearance from Mr. Michael K. Oh, welcome back, Matt. With a different lighting scheme.
I just turned off the fan light.
Ooh,
waffles.
Leftover from this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I mean, morning is the time people tend to eat waffles, although dinner waffle can be good too.
This is, I'm hungry and there's no bread in the house. What do I got in the fridge? A waffle I saved for tomorrow.
Cruella is great, Mike. I think all of us are a fan of the movie.
Indeed. Cruella is great every time.
And Sean's like, I've seen that 30 times with my kids.
At least. I definitely sat down and watched it twice, like almost twice in a row. But the rest of the time it was just on in the background. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do my thing.
There's only been one movie I've done that for this year, and that's In the Heights.
In the Heights is so good.
My screener
comes out tomorrow on 4K and Blu-ray.
I'm so ready to buy.
Mine's in the mail.
My screener, that was another one they sent a link for. I finished it and I immediately started it over again.
So you're eating a waffle. We have a Waffle House nearby, called the Waffle Barn. I knew you were going to say
that. That makes me laugh every time you mention the Waffle Barn. I'm like, for when the Waffle House is too fancy for you.
Yes, you got to go to the barn. It's a blast. There's chickens everywhere, all over the walls. It's fun. I've never ordered a waffle from there.
Char John, indeed.
Hi, Amber.
Just the way Paul chomped on that. I watched the first season and loved it, and I never got to the other ones, Mike, but I need to. I can't remember the hand motion.
Charge.
I'm also high, so I'm operating at limited capacity.
Charge on.
I don't think it's that simple. Who tried? I love that the break-in is all part of the plan to get her to lock the shit. It's so smart. She's one step ahead. One step ahead. Let me rectify that for you. Nope, that's not it, guys. Yeah, so it's not charge on. I told you it was more complicated than that.
My guess is she's about to pop on.
I mean, she does have access.
Yeah, that's what I just see. She'd let me rectify that for you, and it's like she's about to pop on.
Just to do the hand motion and then dip. Ooh, that needle. Oh.
It's funny because Horace is the stereotypical dad. Like, I don't like these dogs, but now I'm going to sit on the couch.
Here's the hand motion. 1, 2, 3. UCF.
Which way? This way.
You
got to do
CF. Although I guess UCF maybe because I'm sort of I don't know.
Because we're flip flopped.
Oh yeah, Maxwell. I got to send you this video on Twitter real quick.
Okay. Oh,
he's so good.
I love him.
I think within the next 5 years he'll be an Oscar nominee.
Didn't he get nominated?
Nope.
No.
Did he get skipped over for
it's Richard Jewell. He got skipped
Richard
over.
Jewell, yeah. Okay.
So I think it's UCF. I kind of hope he comes back in Cobra Kai also.
Right.
They teased that they have plans for him.
Well, he was sort of like in each different season, like characters will like disappear and then come back. So
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
I did it. She's proud.
They're gonna have to fit a high price tag though to get him back.
Nah, because
that's just coming up.
I think he just loves it.
There are certain things. He even said he will do stuff that he loves for less money.
Mm-hmm.
I loved watching his one-on-one with Christian, or whenever he was on Collider Live or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
He talked about his like, I will do stuff for like nothing if it's something I love. Yeah, Maxwell, I sent you 2 clips. The first one is the one that you probably want to see the most.
Okay. He definitely gives Chris Clark a run for his money, but I think they're pretty equal. Like, we need to have both of them watching a horror movie they haven't seen before.
That's exactly what PJ said.
And then, like, you know how you go to a sports game and there will be, like, a cheerometer? There needs to be a screamometer. And by the end, who fills it? The score here is so good, too.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I love how everyone's freaking out. She's just like,
And Cruella, Estella is just like, even Mark Strong is like, I'm okay.
Unbothered, unfazed.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've announced yourself now.
Stealing the motherfucking show.
This makes no sense, but I love it. They're like, and now a concert. It is a pretty good song, though.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be fair, it makes sense in the way that it's all about upstaging.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's called Silver Linings. He's just finding the fun. There was a small part of me when this scene happened too. I was wondering if she actually did kill the dogs. Like, no, there's no way she just jumped from like 50 to 100 right in the middle of the movie.
Yeah, Disney wasn't going to do that.
No.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she was ready to be out in the open at this point and just go for broke. She was tired of hiding.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think she's going to kill dogs in the sequel.
No. I think if and when this series of film ends, it's when she has the mental snap to decide, I'm going to kill dogs.
Mm. Yeah.
It's a catchy tune. Uh-oh. This is where the movie gets kind of dark.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Not dog killing dark, but dark. Are you? For what? Like the fact that Emma Thompson's character is legit about to commit murder makes her one of the more evil Disney villains.
Yes.
In live action, at least. Like, they're like, nah, she's going to straight up murder her.
Right.
And I appreciated that Disney let this be PG-13.
They've been doing so much to that too, just towing the line just enough.
Yeah, I feel like even like before Curse of the Black Pearl, they didn't really they would put their PG-13 stuff to Touchstone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then they saw how big of a hit that was, and how, at this point PG-13 movies are still family movies. I mean, Marvel movies, some of the later Harry Potters. I never understood the rating of the Harry Potters. Go ahead.
I was going to say something I just realized recently was it Order of the Phoenix or Half-Blood Prince is PG.
Half-Blood Prince is PG, and that's what I was saying. I don't understand it because it's as dark and grim as any of the others.
Because it doesn't have the violence, and that's realistically why.
Prisoner of Azkaban is PG, and then I think Goblet was PG-13.
No, I think Azkaban was the first PG-13.
I don't think so.
Let me see.
I think anything with the themes with the Death Eaters sucking souls out should be PG-13. That part scared me.
No, that was PG. You're right. That is PG.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Yeah, I think Goblet of Fire was the first one that was PG. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the dogs.
Saber puppers.
I could watch humans get shot, blown up, cut up, destroyed, explode in movies all day. But the second an animal's in peril, I'm like, I have made have you seen Widows?
It's been a few years, but yeah.
The Steve McQueen one. There's a scene where I think it's Brian Tyree Henry is holding Viola Davis's dog in such a way that the dog is whimpering. And I don't remember, but apparently I made out such an audible moan / gasp in the theater that someone had to shush me.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Sixth Sense went to Touchstone, not Disney, for that very reason. She's dead. What a shame.
Oh no. All right. Well, that was a fun movie, guys.
Kind of an anticlimactic. Oh wait, she's fine.
Oh, there she is.
But who saved her? Who could it be? Ah, yes. Mark Strong, who is basically playing Alfred, even though he never played Alfred.
I was about to say he should be an Alfred. 100%.
Listen, there's still time. We'll probably get another 10 or 12 actors play Batman before we're dead.
Definitely.
Which who really believes these test screening Twitter tirades that are coming out? Because I'm taking it with a large grain of salt.
I don't even look at it.
I'm very much looking forward to the movie, but I think that's all hogwash.
Mm-hmm.
Cod swallop to boot.
It's a key.
A key? Oh, goodness.
It's a magical box.
I almost forgot I had something to do for class in 13 minutes. So I'm quickly doing. Well, it's just quick little critiques on these introductions that we did.
Are you in undergrad or grad school?
Undergrad. I took a few years off, and I'm finishing up. I graduate in the next fall.
Oh, congrats! I love that. Good for you. That's great.
But no, there's this girl in my class, just gorgeous as can be. My buddy I made last semester. He and I were like, man, she's gorgeous. She's like, I think I'm going to try to talk to her. I want to see what her introduction video is like. And she's gay. And he's just like, he's like, good for her, but I'm heartbroken.
I will say this, I didn't necessarily see it coming that she was her mom.
Really? I thought that was a dead giveaway.
I don't know why for some reason it didn't occur to me.
I do love the de-aging on both Mark Strong and Emma Thompson in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
It is some of the best de-aging we've gotten.
I mean, the mansion's great, but the title, that's where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
See, I thought that she was going to be her granddaughter, that her mom was like an estranged, like left the family because her mom was so evil type of situation. Yeah. And then she killed her own daughter, made her a little more evil. I think that was kind of in my head the whole time.
And then Cruella zips away on his scooter.
Mm-hmm.
I love her look in this scene.
Yeah.
Like, again,
who doesn't like a cape billowing in the wind behind someone?
Again, her look in this scene is very parallel. Unfortunately, I have to say this to Joker, but this is a better version.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. She goes back to where it all began for her in London, the fountain. Nice thematic parallels. Just let it drop. When I do watch-alongs, I watch movies with the subtitles on, and it just said pensive music continues.
I feel like the tones remind me of like Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, I'm thrilled that it wasn't, but the fact that this movie isn't a Tim Burton movie, that Disney wasn't like, yeah, give it to Tim.
Right.
Like there's a version of this movie with the Danny Elfman score, and you know.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. The tone of that music, though, it sounds so similar.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Who hasn't spoken out loud by a fountain to their dead parent? I know I have. Not that I have dead parents or go to a fountain often, but there's definitely a version of me that has done this. That's not a fountain too far. It's about a 0.8 mile walk, actually, now that I think about it. There's a fountain. Okay. It's not bad.
Closer than me.
Oh, well, didn't mean to show you up, but geography is what it is.
I have to drive to mine.
Oh, gosh. Just get in a car to get to his fountain. Comparatively, mine's in the backyard. Which, considering I live in a city, is basically my backyard.
Mine would not have very many quiet moments. It's surrounded by a shopping center.
Ah. Yeah, mine's right by like a city building and shops, so it's not really quiet either. I'm Cruella. Mm-hmm. She's so good in this scene.
Yes.
So good. Sometimes I forget I'm watching Emma Stone and just think I'm watching Video Drew. By the way, I'll take this opportunity to plug. If you didn't watch Live in the Dark last night, it's a great episode. I was the guest. We talked for 2 hours about all sorts of fun stuff. Check it out on Video Drew's channel on the YouTube. I am nothing if not a whore for self-promotion.
Go for it. What else are we here for?
Not much. Not much at all.
Maxwell, have you ever watched Supernatural?
Every episode.
So you
for better or worse.
You want to know who we were able to get on the Twilight watch along for a bit?
Who? Who?
Ty Olsson.
Oh, I love that. That's fun.
Dude, Benny the Vampire was one of the best fucking arcs in that show, and I loved it.
I liked him on Battlestar also.
I never actually watched. I was young. You got to remember, I'm only 26. You're what, 32, 33?
34.
Well, so you have a few years on me. I got into Battlestar age-wise like the last season and a half. So I've never watched the entire thing.
Sure.
What did I knew whenever he popped into Supernatural, I knew him from somewhere, but I couldn't place it.
Who? He's the drunk guard from Magneto that gets the iron in his blood.
Yes. He is the prison guard in X2. Yep. I'm putting the link in the chat of the episode of Live in the Dark if you want to check it out. Thank you, Wingblade, for the assist.
You're welcome.
Oh, here we go. Everyone likes a prison break scene in the middle of a film. Do you hear that? I love Paul Walter's red hair in this scene, too. I had hair kind of that color earlier on in the quarantine era. The mustache. Listen, is it a movie if a character doesn't wear a fake mustache at some point? I don't know. Another good song here.
Wink to save the day.
Wink.
So I'm gonna put an eye patch on her, and she will be my Wink from here on henceforth.
Okay, she looks a lot like Wink, actually.
She actually does have a damaged eye too, her right eye. I don't know if it'll show up on camera. You can see her. She got scratched when she was a little baby.
Aww. Here's my girl.
Puppers.
Cisco is in my parents' bed, or else
not quite look-alike to Wink, but still adorable in her own right. My baby Luna.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Harry Potter, named after Miss Lovegood herself. Yeah, my favorite.
It's so bad that JK's a TERF, but I can't stop loving that franchise. It's so hard.
Me too.
Same.
Ivana Lynch has a memoir coming out in October.
Ooh.
Which I'm actually really excited for, about like growing up as a child star and other stuff. Like, yeah, you're out of focus.
Yeah. Hey, there we go.
I was able to fix that because I would go out of focus a lot. And then, what camera do you have?
Logitech something.
Yeah. Do you have the software?
No, I tried to get it, and I guess it doesn't work with my system or something.
Oh, because I got it, and you can turn autofocus off, and that's been a big help.
I didn't try to get a Logitech software. I tried to get a different program that actually Shug recommended.
Logitech has free software on their website for their cameras.
Okay.
I think it's called Logitune.
Well,
and you can like zoom in, you can turn off the autofocus, and that's what really helped me. I agree, Matt. They are great characters, great performances. The whole ensemble here understood the assignment.
And I hope they understand the assignment with the sequel, and I have no reason to doubt that they will.
I don't doubt it.
Which camera do I have?
Is it the Brio?
think the C922 Pro HD.
Oh, I love it when you talk numbers.
That's what I got, Sean.
Pro HD stream.
I might upgrade to the new Elgato cam. I'm not sure yet.
I considered that, but I just got the Elgato Cam Link instead, and I'm going to start using my Sony mirrorless camera, I think. I bought a new lens. I need to get that set up.
I have a GoPro. It works pretty well. It has, I think, a slightly wider angle when I used it, and it's 4K. I just don't. I keep it mobile so the kids can play around. They like to record videos and stuff in the backyard.
I am getting two of those Elgato arms though, so I can maneuver my mic and camera easier and how I shoot however I choose to.
My mic is Elgato, and I got a Stream Link, but I haven't set it up yet.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, is that what it's called? No, Stream Pad.
I know
Stream Deck.
Stream Deck. Yes. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
See, my issue is it doesn't work with StreamYard. Otherwise, I would get a Stream Deck.
There's probably a way you can integrate it in.
No, there's not, sadly.
Or if you run your StreamYard through OBS and do it that way instead.
Is that possible?
Small point. Aren't you dead? Well, no.
Dwayne's done a whole bunch of videos on it on his channel.
I never would have known about Elgato if not for Dwayne, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I got this mic because you and Dwayne, like within the same week, I think you both recommended it on different videos.
Sully got it also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the Cam Link by Elgato, which lets you use any DSLR or mirrorless camera as a webcam.
Yeah, I've thought about doing that.
Yeah, I have the capture card up here as well for going to PlayStation.
I have a capture card, but I haven't used it in months.
Mm.
When I first watched this film, when we find out the Baroness is Cruella's mother, my girlfriend and I said, that explains a lot. It does indeed, Matt. It does indeed. I love the font and like the text put on the screen here and the way it like is framed and moves. It's really cool visuals.
Mm-hmm.
I also think the climax of this film and what they do with all the costumes and wigs is great. Happy Tuesday. It's midnight here on the East Coast.
Yes, it is.
Hey, what's the future like?
It's fine.
There are so many different downloads.
Yeah, there are.
Fix the video videos.
I really like this scene. I like how Jasper sort of becomes her moral compass.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And he was kind of trying to, but you got to do it with more confidence, I suppose. Best way to say it, like stand up for yourself type of thing. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what he's explaining now.
Do love that car. And there it is. The recognition as to where the last name comes from. A car. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Subtitles are saying rock music continues. Excellent. Excellent.
I love how I got that assignment and just right on time, and then it disappears right after. I'm like, oh, that's great.
I wasn't about to murder a baby.
Yeah, Mike, you're correct. It's Ike and Tina Turner come together.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
This is awesome. All the people retweeting Funko trying to win the Rocketeer Funko for PJ.
Followed and retweeted.
You just retweeted the Funko pic?
Yeah. Everybody get on it.
A Rocketeer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give it to PJ?
Everybody's trying to give it to PJ.
PJ's tattoo has inspired me. I need a new tattoo.
I've gotten a bunch over the last couple of months.
I want to get a mixture of the Man of Steel posters with the Superman symbol would fit perfectly, like here on the forearm, and then him bursting out of the clouds, flying up through the symbol. I think that's what I want to do. I need to play around with some images and design it.
I am inkless. I'm straight edge as fuck because I barely drink and I've never smoked weed. So or done. Yeah.
I've never smoked weed.
I've never smoked weed. I did not drink a single drop of alcohol until I graduated high school. I am like the literal definition of straight edge.
Good for you.
I am not.
I had never drank, smoked, done anything until after high school as well. And then on the same night, drank, gambled, smoked hookah, smoked a cigar, all in the same night.
So you notice I didn't. So I was in show choir. My senior year, there's this competition called Festival, and it's in Myrtle Beach. My senior year, all of us guys, senior guys, had a room. We went to Broadway at the beach. There was a cigar shop there, so we all bought real nice cigars and had a smoke session on our hotel balcony because we were all 18. They couldn't say no.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, him in the outfit is killer. So funny, and the voice.
100%. I love it. Oh,
good dog. So good. The shot and the music. Nice.
Yes.
Jib arm shot.
The fuck moment.
The eye twitch.
It's like you couldn't catch her if you tried.
Mm-hmm.
For what it's worth, she recovers pretty nicely with her speech. That's a good choice, Matt. Jack and Coke.
Oh, dude, I made a killer butterbeer alcoholic beverage the other day. It's been haunting my dreams.
Ooh.
It was butterscotch schnapps, some Bailey's Irish cream, and then I got a bottle of actual butterbeer soda. Because the Bailey's had that creamy base you'd expect for butterbeer to have, and
the way he says "did you" though reminds me of Thor and Thor Ragnarok.
Yes.
Is it though?
Is it though?
Didn't you just toast your death though? Yes, you did.
He's all, oh.
So much tension. And the needle.
I can feel like I got stabbed.
Yeah, you felt it because she stabbed you with a needle.
It was a perfect blend of music and the way they filmed that too, because I didn't know what she was about to do.
Like you felt like in that moment she could have stabbed her in on any number of things.
Yep.
I mean, considering Emma Thompson was about to let her light on fire earlier, like, well,
right.
All bets are off in this movie.
Like, what's about to go wrong? Her buddy's going to jump in. Butler's going to do something. Dogs are going to run. Nope.
Like always, Cruella outsmarts everybody.
Mm-hmm.
One step ahead.
Just a little misdirection.
I don't think I can live at that house. It's too, I don't know. It's a Gothic castle.
Yeah, no thanks.
Some shit has happened there that I don't want to know about. Every camera movement is like so perfectly synced with the music and the facial expressions. It's delightful.
This is not going to work out the way you think it will.
So dramatic, these Emmas. They're having a bitch off.
And it's awesome.
It is awesome. I agree.
They should have fit in Emma Watson and Emily Blunt for good measure.
Maybe they'll be in the sequel. Emily Blunt could definitely hang.
Yeah.
She should just be in the sequel as her Devil Wears Prada character.
Yes.
Watson, I think, could hang. She's just enjoying the life of just cashing in on and living life of those HP checks. Like
she did Little Women not too long ago.
Yeah, but that was because I'm pretty sure that was just because of who the director was and.
Yeah.
Does she have anything coming up?
Nope.
I don't know.
No? No, well, nothing on IMDb anyway.
Brilliant designer. No, she wants revenge. It's really that simple.
It's all revenge. That's why she changed her outfit. Cruella's dead, but Estella's still alive for now.
Mm-hmm. Finkel is Einhorn?
Einhorn is Finkel.
That, in hindsight, that's wildly transphobic, but
yes,
wildly.
Hey, we talked about how wildly racist Sterling Modern Millie was earlier.
We did.
You can see why after the fame year, I was like, you know what? I don't.
Yep.
Wait, Matt. I forgot to mention the most annoying part about that. So, you know how you're not supposed to blackface in Hairspray?
Mm-hmm. Well, you're not supposed to blackface ever.
In anything. Yeah, I was going to say.
Any context.
It's a pretty good rule of thumb.
I can say this. They didn't blackface. But the director came to me and asked, because I was like, I'm done with this because I don't like the shows you're picking. And
right.
But because he was also my show choir director, and he's like, I need more black talent for this. Can you please? And so I got guilted into it. Tell me why he then white faces one of the best black dancers and talents we have to make him a Corny Collins kid.
Oh gosh. That makes no sense.
Right.
Awful.
Decisions were made.
They made him straighten his hair too.
Murder. And they all saw it.
I love the security guards too.
She fell.
No, she didn't. They're not that stupid. That look. No. No, she didn't.
This just really.
She gonna pull out a bucket of popcorn like
that,
she did not.
That was it. That was an absolute this bitch moment. Like this bitch.
Right?
Nope.
Right.
No. No. I love that Horace is actually crying a little bit. But how did she survive the fall? We will use a little technique called a flashback and show you. Thank you, Horace, for the clarification. Much appreciated.
Yes.
Just fucking brilliant.
Really good. Night, Reef. See you next time.
Later, Reef.
Mm-hmm.
Poetic.
100%.
I was shocked to see the necklace thrown in there because you can see her wearing that in the end. So that's why I'm like, oh, they're not doing the animated at this point. This is just.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm like, people were like, oh, it's just going to be 101 Dalmatians. No, it's not.
I don't think so, no. Because no one's actually dead, Horace. This look he gives, this Paul. Such a good shot and song choice. Rock music playing.
Thank you, subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
Genius.
Hell Hall. Everyone likes a little alliteration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. This needle drop is on the nose, but it's still perfect.
Yes.
I don't even care.
Yes.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
And this is the first time we get to see her close to what her hair is in the animated film, at least the front half of it.
I think it's a lady's prerogative to change your hair daily. Just do it.
I think it's anyone's prerogative to do whatever they want daily, as long as they're not hurting anyone.
Well, hair-wise, not in my case.
We only have so many options.
Even got the butler. What now? A sequel.
Let's make more money.
Yes.
I will say this. As opposed to a lot of other franchise movies lately, while it does leave it open for a sequel, it doesn't like purposefully leave things lingering. Like it tells a complete story.
Right.
And the design in the credits is also fantastic.
Fucking insane.
Right. And it just plays enough with the original story to obviously take a divergent, but then hint in the post-credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the credits reminded me of a James Bond opening.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely. Jenny Beavan, costume designer. She'll be at the Oscars. Guarantee it.
I would think so.
Nicholas Patel may be at the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
Possible.
Emma Stone should be nominated, but she won't be. Emma Thompson should be nominated, but she won't be. I'm not going. I can't think of another female lead performance that has done as well, been up to this level so far this year. Can you, Maxwell? Can you, Sean?
This year?
This year.
I liked Florence Pugh a lot, but I think she would be a supporting actress in Black Widow. But that's my own bias because I haven't seen very many of the other movies. It's all been superheroes for me.
The only one that comes close to me is Rachel Sennott in Shiva Baby.
I haven't gotten to see Shiva Baby yet, so I couldn't comment on that.
And here comes the little nod. I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Rachel. Thanks for hanging with us.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And everyone. Poppers.
Aww. Pongo.
Pongo and Purdy.
And I'm sitting here and like, she just gifted you a dog and you're going to write this horrible song about her?
The song is arguably as much about like the media perception of her as the actual person.
Mm-hmm.
I like the lingering shot of the city and then the rock music kicks in again.
Yep.
As the credits roll.
Coach White says this is my favorite movie. It's right up there for me. This year's been filled with a lot of disappointments. This was not one of them. This actually blew away my expectations. So,
yeah, I love this movie. I think we talked a lot about why, but it's fun, it's campy, it's stylish, it's made with intent, meticulously designed, great performances. It's everything you could want from this type of movie, and then some, because I think it sort of exceeds what you feel this type of movie could be.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm going to take the timer off because we're kind of done with the movie. Sean, where can everyone find you? What do you got going on? Any final thoughts on Cruella?
I like this movie a lot. I definitely saw it at least 2 times. It was on loop in my house for a few days when it first came out because the kids loved it, and then my nieces came over and they rewatched it, and they had multiple movie nights, so it was a blast. I like it a lot, and it's fun, and definitely we were talking about it earlier. Definitely one of the better, Disney live action remakes. Different, it's prequel, I guess, because they're reimagining. Yeah, best term for it, reimaginings too. But yeah, that's what my thoughts are on it. I guess I'm not quite as adept with the details as you are. You put it more eloquently than I do at the beginning of the movie, and a lot of better explanations than myself.
Oh, don't sell yourself short.
But thank you for having me. Thank you for hitting me up, inviting me on, and hanging out. You as well, Matt.
Anytime, bud.
Always love saying Wingblade.
Find me down there at Sean Wingblade. I have various things going on, and I'm hoping to get back in the FCL ring. We'll see. The end of the season's winding down, so there's not a lot of time left.
You got a month and a half left, basically. So.
Yeah, things are tightening up.
Well, we'll see what happens there.
We'll see.
It'll be interesting. What about you, Matt? Where can everyone find you? What do you got going on?
You can find me over at Watt Real Entertainment, or Watt. You can find us on YouTube, WATREEL Entertainment. It was a blast coming on. If you're ever looking for more stuff with me, I got my reviews and all the different shows I'm doing over on Watt. So yeah, but this is probably, looking at my reviews for post Oscars, I'd probably say this is solidly fighting for my number 2 spot for favorite film of the year. In the Heights is yet to be touched, but it's between number 2 is between this and this and Shang-Chi. Then 4 would be Free Guy, and 5 would be Suicide Squad.
Awesome.
All right.
You can find me at Cinemaxwell on Twitter, Cinemaxwell Inc. on Instagram. I compete on the FCL. I probably have another match in the next couple weeks. We'll see. You can find me here at the Off the Rails Network. We have fun stuff coming up. No set schedule. You could find me hanging out at Video Drew's Network. I mod for her. Who knows what else is going on. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you next time.